I was diagnosed back in October 2012 with a neuroendocrine tumour located in the pancreas, as well as 3 cancer spots on my liver. And as a result of the tumour in the pancreas, I also became a diabetic. So that all came as somewhat of a shock.
Peter is, very typical of people that come to me with a cancer diagnosis. They're usually wanting to regain their fitness, essentially. We take them through an initial assessment process, and in that assessment process we're working out where they're at physically, so we can tailor an exercise program to them and then gradually improve their fitness under guidance so that they can achieve their goals, and we set goals. We've also looked at, how their treatment has affected them physically and emotionally, and help them regain their fitness. Peter was very fit beforehand. Before his diagnosis, he was running a lot, riding a lot, playing cricket, and really found himself in a much less fit condition thanks to his treatment and the cancer itself, and very fatigued as well, and just found that he needed help and assistance in terms of learning how to get back that fitness. The word exercise can mean so many things, and essentially for people with cancer, the recommendation is to avoid inactivity. So inactivity leads to deconditioning, which leads to fatigue, and it's this downward spiral. So we want to do anything we can to avoid inactivity. So it may just mean walking to the letterbox for someone, or it may mean much more advanced, typical exercise like going to the gym, but it's going to be very different depending upon the situation. Physical activity is so important for people with a cancer diagnosis. Not only it helps counteract the side effects of cancer treatment, so things like physical deconditioning, so muscle mass loss, increase in fat mass, so it helps control body composition. Having a good muscle mass is really important for someone in terms of their survival. Their physical capability, so activities of daily living, being able to functionally perform. So not only the physical benefits of exercise, but there's also that psychological benefit of exercise where people feel like they're actually in control. The fitter you go into surgery, the better outcomes and the better you're going to recover from the surgery itself. So it's important to exercise leading up to surgery. So the earlier we can start exercising upon diagnosis, the better. You should definitely exercise throughout treatment, but you're going to have good days, bad days, no way days, so days where you feel like you can't do anything. But again, it's really important to avoid that inactivity. So I do tell people that they should listen to their bodies. So if they're feeling like they are unable to exercise or they need a rest, yes, absolutely rest, but try and also incorporate some activity into their days.
When I first arrived to see Dale about putting an exercise program together, I was really open-minded about what that looked like. And so I explained the situation with Dale, plus obviously we had the letter from the oncologist about what I could and sort of couldn't do. And I had no real goal in mind at that particular point in time. I just wanted to get back to doing something that I could slowly improve my overall fitness. I had nothing left. As we get older, we know we lose our muscle mass. Because I hadn't done anything, I was just skin and bone, effectively, really skeletal here. And so there was nothing. So it was a real gradual process. That was tough initially because the easiest thing to do is just say, no, I might just sit down and read or put the telly on rather than actually going and allocating 20 minutes or half an hour to do some exercises. And it was only a month and a half, 2 months in, Dale asked me a question once I'd started to just get used to the exercise and do a bit of build-up. She said, Peter, what is your goal? And it must have been somewhere in the back of my mind, in my subconscious. I said, well, at the end of 2018, I turned 60. And what I'd dearly love to do is to go and play over 60s veterans cricket. And Dale's support was so important. really was so important, just to keep me on track. Because again, very easy to walk away and say, I'll go and sit down and put the telly on.
At our initial consultation, we often talk about the goals that they want to achieve, and it might be to be able to walk their dog, or it might be to be able to play with their child or pick their child up, or just more functional or general fitness, or returning to the fitness that they had prior to diagnosis. So there's always a goal to work towards. But yes, with Peter it was a interesting goal that he had the cricket to return to, but for other people it's just normalcy often, to feel normal again. He was really happy with himself to be able to achieve that goal. There was a lot of walking involved in his program to try and improve his cardiovascular fitness, and that was one issue he had. Was he was very sensitive to heat and to cold. So if the weather was not ideal, he would not go for a walk. His temperature regulation was compromised due to his weight loss, lack of body fat. But in Peter's case, it was so extreme for him that he just could not wear enough in the cold weather that he'd be comfortable exercising outside. So we'd just stick to the inside exercises. And you can gain a benefit from inside exercise.
Some of the side effects I was experiencing from the drugs that are on, the worst one was stomach cramps, and that would last for 2 or 3 days in a row. It was hard to deal with to start with, because I had to learn to say, well, okay, so you've got the cramps, but that doesn't stop you from doing something, whether it be walking or whether it be doing the exercise or even just doing stretching. And I don't do the exercise program every day, so Dale and I have worked through that and say, well, there are some times where I come home from work, and it might only be a 5-hour day, where I am still fatigued. So what I tend to try and do is listen to the body. If I am that fatigued, I will go and lie down, and I won't feel guilty about it, because I know that's what my body needs. My body needs rest.
Yes, so cancer-related fatigue is one of the most debilitating side effects and the most common side effects of cancer and its treatment, and exercise is the most effective management of cancer-related fatigue. A common side effect of pancreatic cancer is diabetes, so exercise very much helps in controlling diabetes. There can be weight loss, and when we're looking at weight loss, we really want to try and maintain muscle mass as well as we can. So exercise resistance type training can maintain muscle mass, and also a good diet, a healthy diet. And in terms of weight gain, if weight gain happens to be a side effect, in terms of increase in body fat, exercise can help control that as well. But we're looking ideally for a healthy body composition. So your GP can refer you under a chronic disease management plan to an allied health practitioner. Under that plan, they get Medicare rebatable sessions, up to 5 per calendar year. Every person is different. Just because they've got cancer doesn't make them the same. So everyone's got their own goals. Everyone reacts differently to treatment. So it's about finding what's going to work for them and make them tick, and prescribing an appropriate program for them and their goals.
Exercise has worked for me mainly because it's helped me improve my total outlook. It helped me improve my life. I think it was really important to have Dale's help, having some guidance, having someone to keep me on track, to make sure I was still doing the things that I needed to do. It made me less fatigued, so it gave me more energy. Trying to have the strength of mind doesn't always work for everybody. And it's not always perfect for me either, but trying to have the strength of mind, so my focus needs to be there. And if I'm thinking about the exercise, if I'm thinking about walking around the block and I've got my music on, then I'm being distracted from the side effects of the drug. And that, to me, that works a miracle.